Greetings, Baron. Greetings, Baron. Where's my greetings, Baron? Welcome, Your Grace. Keston salutes you. You can see he's a bit anxious, and it seems he'd rehearsed his speech many times. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I am not one to bestow honours, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital's citizens. The Staglord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first letters have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. Yeah. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Yeah, city building. The main question is, where can I get a drink or three? It's time to toast my victory. Sure. Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened. Of course it was. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behaviour during your reception. I drank a little too much. It is a day for celebration. It's alright. Where are my companions? They're all here somewhere. No, they're all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. I assume Tristan is with Jihad, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise of turmoil. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jihad is right here. The Rastal's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd. So I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit, I've never seen anything like that my whole life. A city, a whole barony born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I'd normally feel out of place among all rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. I'm ready to look around. Lead the way. Follow me, Your Grace. Thought the first business would be a brothel. Well, it goes upstairs above the pub. Right, it's one building, so they have to build downstairs before they can build upstairs. Well, they don't have to, but it's difficult otherwise. Greetings, Your Grace. We are, well, your new subjects. We're selecting a site to build our house. Over at the back, near the stables. It's wet near the lake and windy up here on the hill. Fine place to throw garbage at your neighbours' heads, though. Ouch. Yeah, we won't have throwing garbage in my barony. It's a good thing you got rid of those monsters and bandits, Your Grace. Anytime, my lad. Do you recognise this place, Your Grace? This is where the Staglord's fortress wall used to be. Not that it saved him in the end, huh? Ooh, knickknacks. I can sell stuff here. Our workers did a fine job turning this bandit den into a heart of a town. The heart of every town is its main square. We plan to hold street festivities and fairs here. Look, we already have our first vendor. Someone to sell my stuff at. Am I supposed to click somewhere? If you turn to the right from the square, you'll end up straight in our tavern. Nice. Where's my house? The tavern's ale is blessed by Caden Kalin himself, I swear. And the lady who owns it is a gem. I've heard our Baron is tall as a troll and has hair pure gold and can breathe fire. Well, one of those statements is right. Oh, that's all nonsense. Well, except for the part about breathing fire. All Barons can breathe fire. Trust me. No, we do have golden hair. Well, welcome, Your Grace. Glad to serve you. Well, Grace, those are our guard. Oh, missed what he said. Anyway. Here's the observation platform. I hope one day your capital will grow large enough that we won't be able to see its full extent from this perch. Maybe. But then, like, bad things will get through the Great Wall of China I'm going to build around it. Speaking of which, I watched The Great Wall again tonight. I saw it at the movies, and we saw it on Netflix tonight. I'm not usually a fan of Matt Damon. I'm still not a fan of Matt Damon, but I liked it. It's a good fun film. Welcome to your barony. We're about to make that yielding stolen lands a prosperous kingdom. There's land among the arduous road ahead of you. You and your advisors are going to deal with matters of national importance, found and build up settlements, seize and develop new regions, solve pressing problems, and take advantage of good opportunities. A prosperous governor will be handsomely rewarded with support and donations from their subjects, promising alliances with other states, wealth for their treasury, and many other things. Cool. Good luck in ruling, Baron. So now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room where you'll hold court. I defeated the boss of the first act. Yeah. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. He'll mark all the important scout reports, other news worthy of your grace's attention. Having finished his speech, Keston tucks his thumbs under his belt and stands quietly. It's Casil Aldori. Greetings, your grace. Casil, Lady Jumandi's ward, gives a polite bow. It was a pleasure to meet you at the rest stop reception. On behalf of your allies and benefactors, the Aldori Swordlands, I'd like to offer you some advice. Okay. We get all this stuff? Nice. Difficult level of your barony. You may change the difficult level of your barony at any time or set it to automatic. If set to automatic, you won't have to deal with most government decisions. They'll be taken care of automatically and your barony will never fail. However, this will also prevent you from unlocking any governance-related achievements. No, I don't want to do that. You can solve most of your barony's problems by granting appointments to the right people, responsible people. But certain state business will demand your personal attention, as will the visits of especially important guests. Reports of such outstanding events will be marked on your map. You can always check while considering your plans. Okay. According to the ancient traditions of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers address affairs of state and receive visitors at the beginning of the month. My advice to you is to maintain this tradition and regularly visit your capital when needed. First thing you should do as a ruler is assign loyal people to all important positions in your barony. They continue the trend from Neverwinter Nights 2. I didn't play Neverwinter Nights 2. Your clerics, Jahod and Tristan, were the first to seek an audience. I won't distract you farther. I'll leave you to consider. Once again, my congratulations. May your rule be long and prosperous. Cool. Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I'm confident that you'll be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Man, someone could stab me through that. Jahod stumbles slightly. Though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Trisha and I have been taking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jahod exhales loudly, catching his breath. Well, now there's a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. No, it's because I slayed all the beasts, you moron. There is a place near the capital rumoured by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. Oh, what is this place? Where is it? There is a bald hilltop not far from here, to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals. But the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. The bald hilltop has been revealed. Nice. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. Ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more. I swear by Erastil. Oh, maybe that's like that. That's that thing inside the ground that was in that book we read. I'd be happy to accompany you, but I would not be expecting to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We've been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? Curse will grow in strength. We predict it will. We predict it will reach the peak in strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit Bald Hilltop and resolve the issue. Okay. For now, we can only wait and prepare. Beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with getting a grasp of your barony. I'm sure you would have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Oh, okay, sure. Need a drink.
My life is a burden.
Oh. Barony has 10 basic stats, each supervised by an advisor. They are as follows: population, loyalty, military, economy, religion, foreign affairs, stability, magic, culture, and espionage. Stats increase if your governance is successful and decrease if events don't end well, while other negative factors are placed in your way. Don't let your barony stats drop to 0 or lower. This will cause your subjects to riot and your state will begin to crumble. Each stat has certain milestones or ranks within them. Every 20 points in a stat will increase your rank. Rank 1 unlocks a corresponding advisor position for that stat. Further development of the stat upgrades to its ranks will be possible only if you have an advisor in the relevant position. Governing your barony will require 1 advisor for each stat. You may appoint your companions as well as some of the Stolen Land citizens in these advisor positions. Each of the 10 positions has at least 3 characters are qualified to hold it. All of these citizens will be willing to serve you right away. Some of them will need to be convinced, appointing others requiring completing an assignment for them or rendering some other service. Each advisor acts on their own ideology. They have their own opinions on everything that happens in your domain. Therefore, you may want to select characters whose governance philosophy is consistent with your own. On the tab on the right hand side of the screen, click an empty slot and select a character appointment as advisor. Barony. I'll do that. Your barony stat gains a bonus from a specific ability to appoint advisor. The exact size of the bonus indicated in the upper right corner of the advisor's card. Only advisors may address the problems, opportunities, and sudden events that occur in your domain and require immediate attention. Don't leave these positions vacant. Okay. We need to name our barony. Yeah, it's an easy one. Yeah, I think we're good there. Pizza Palace. It would have to be Pizza Planet, right? You think we need a pun? Well, isn't that the point? Like, our character's name is Legless Jeff Wants a Beardfield. The beard field, so that Legless, so it doesn't. Bearded. No, you can't put barony in the name. It'd be like naming your country wherever you live country. Canada country, yeah. Mexico country. Bearded fields. Legless Jeff got a bearded field. Oh, we have to do this stuff? No girls allowed. Okay. Advice. Okay. The regent ensures subjects' complaints and concerns are heard by their ruler and serves as a link between the baron and the people. Choose an advisor to fill this position. Advisors will act accordingly to the position of government and beliefs in their alignment. Okay. Are they in any of the other ones? Tristan's the only one who can be counselor. Of course. Well, it's got to be Amir. He's got to be the general, right? Oh, these guys get +4 though. I was told there's always a candidate. I mean, I know Harem. I know Harem's got +4, but I don't know if we want that here. If he's going to be using +4 to do like Grotus things. Octavia's got +2. Oh, sure. That's the one I'm not sure about. Probably Amiri, though. Why don't we have a treasurer? Who's that guy? This is kind of cool. Trade agreement. Trade agreement. Okay, so these 5 and this 1 make up that 6. Declare the outskirts a part of your kingdom. Where's the outskirts? Or is it just literally the outskirts? Interesting. Oh, it's Patak's there. Okay. Oh, that's the outskirts up there. All right. Amiri favors a direct approach. I don't want Ragonga. Casil could probably do okay. Okay, let's put it on this guy. Why is that forgotten? Oh, that's the Mary's one. Okay. Oh, we need to see Casey as well. What's up, dog? What do we do then? Isn't Harem the best person to be a religious council? No, we don't agree with the god he aligns with. Like, his gods are like a angry, the end is coming god.
The road calls me. I'll take the bait.
I'd like to know more about you. Tell me of your... Happy to serve you. Happy to serve, your grace. Tell me of your origins. I grew up alone in the streets of Restov. I know nothing of my parents. It's more than likely that my mother just wanted to be rid of me. Probably left me somewhere in an alley as a baby. I don't feel I have the right to blame her. I don't remember how I survived. My first memories of sneaking into someone's backyard. Must have been 3 or 4. And trying to steal food from a cat. A half-orc among the Brevik aristocracy is a rare sight indeed. Lady Jamandi Aldori herself brought me into the family. She picked me up off the streets when I was about 14. I was fighting some lord's guardsmen. Their master had expressed his wish, in a most inappropriate manner, to acquaint me with his female wolfhound in the house of producing offspring. I mean... Am I min-maxing or just role-playing? Bit from column A, a little bit from column B. Plus also, as they said, it's not just the plus modifier that you're looking for. They're going to make decisions based on their alignment. So, and that's what I said when I didn't pick Harem, was that even though he's going to get an extra +1 on his decisions, or helping the town, I don't want him making his decisions, because that might put our game in a bad place, or a place we don't want to be. I was at what would politely be called a disadvantage when I saw a flashing beam of light reflect off a lone sword. What happened next was too fast for me to follow, but all 3 of my torturers fell to the ground, a single woman standing above them. She turned to the Lord and coldly asked him, "And just what is it you're doing in here?" Seal speaks almost reverently, genuine awe in his voice. No, I misinterpreted it? Oh, okay then. I had never seen a Restovic noble so afraid, but he was also almost reverent, and this lord was close companion to the mayor. At the time, I had no idea of who this woman was, but I couldn't keep myself from rushing after her, well, hobbling really, and pleading with her, "Teach me, please teach me." What's it like for you living among the humans? Isn't easy, your grace. I was born and raised in Restov. I don't know a single word of Orc. I devoted my entire life to proving myself worthy to bear the name Aldori, but to most people I'm still half-Orc first and foremost. Anything else is secondary. infuriated me when I was younger, but with age I learned to accept my fate. To me, I'm simply Casil, a street urchin from Restov, who became the student of Sword Lord Jamandi Eldori. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's discuss Let's Personal. I need to discuss politics and affairs of the barony with you. I might be of service, Your Grace. What's the situation between Eldori and the royal house Sotova? His face remains impassive, but his speech becomes slower, more deliberate. The Sotovas and the Eldori are different in nature and spirit. They are as water and stone, a snake and an eagle. When Coral the Conqueror came to our lands, the Sotovas didn't even attempt to defend themselves. They gave up the crown in exchange for positions of power in the new court, along with the safety of their lands. It's reasonable. The Eldori went to war and lost. I dare not even say valiantly lost. The damage inflicted on Roslin's armies by the Red Dragons of Coral the Conqueror, well, it was a slaughter, a crushing defeat. A barely noticeable frown darkens Casil's face. Even with the 2 centuries of effort, the Eldori and Rosland have yet to fully recover. Wow, they must have been big losses. For 2 centuries we fought for survival while the Sotovans have flourished and grown stronger at their side of the throne. Needless to say now that King Naleski Sotova and his sister Natala rule over Brevoy, our relationship hasn't improved. The Sotovas fear the Eldori and the Eldori don't trust the Sotovas. That's the current situation between our houses. Can you tell me about the River Kingdoms? In times past, they were little more than a nest of bandits. Frankly, that hasn't changed. Casil frowns disapprovingly. Of all the kingdoms, Patax is probably the greatest interest. King Uravetti rose to power too quickly and too easily. I would recommend your grace take great caution with him. You must know much of the history of Brevoy and the neighbouring lands. Casil bows. Thank you for your faith you place in me. I shall do my best to prove worthy of your trust. In Restov, I spent nearly as much time studying historical chronicles as I did training with the sword. What would you like to discuss, Your Grace? I'd like to hear about the early history of Brevoy. Oh, that's a story written in blood. Eldori blood, mostly. In the beginning, Brevoy was 2 independent lands. House Sotova reigned over Isya, Eldori ruled over Rosland. They were not peaceful neighbours. Isil's soil was too poor to sustain its population, and its people were too cruel and proud to simply stand by and watch as their neighbours prospered. I'd be willing to bet that Restov's northern walls still hold a few marks left by Sotova's soldiers during their frequent raids from ages past. It was Coral Rogavia, later known as Coral the Conqueror, who put an end to all that. He brought each realm to its knees. Only one side knelt willingly. The other ended up first paying the devastating toll. Tell me about the Sword Lords. I can speak for days about the Sword Lords, but I'll try to condense things so as not to bore your grace. Our history goes back to ancient times when Ruslan was ruled by Baron Syrian first. He was a notorious squabbler and duelist, but at the time he wasn't as skillful as he thought. After losing a fight against the local gang leader, the Baron was the one who issued the challenge. He went on into exile to hide his shame. That was just the beginning. No one knows where Syrian wandered, but a few years later he returned to Ruslan a changed man. He challenged that same gang leader to another duel and bested him handily. The Baron then declared an open challenge. Anyone who could defeat him would be rewarded handsomely. After that, not a month would pass without Syrian seeing another challenger. Renowned fighters, experienced warriors came and went, but none, not a single one, could best the Baron. In those years, Syrian took a new name, Eldori. Many people preferred to simply call him the Sword Baron. So the Baron was the first Sword Lord. The very same. Zez inherited the secrets of his dueling style along with the name Eldori. Ever since, the name has been passed down from master to student along with the title Sword Lord. The Eldori are simultaneously a family of and an alliance. Sword Lords will usually teach their own children, but many of us were brought in from outside the family. Occasionally you can even find a half-orc fosterling or two. Still gives a slight bow. That's everything from him. I'll probably put a hard save in. And his capital sounds good.